Hello, everybody. It's Dr. Rick here. Hope everybody who's watching this is having an unbelievable day. I hope up until this point you've had an unbelievable year. And if you're watching it, I hope that everything that you have set out to do, you've accomplished. If not, if you're still breathing, you're still in the fight. You know, that's one of my mantras. Look, I've been telling you guys about the Legacy Wealth program for months. It's something that was actually created years ago. And I've only worked with a few people, select few people, on getting it really, truly fine-tuned. Hello, everybody. Hello, Miss Peoples. Good to see you popping in early. Look, today is Thankful Thursday. I have something special planned for you today on Thankful Thursday. I hope that it blesses you. I hope that it empowers you. I hope it gives you something that you can literally apply to your life today and start to experience change. That means so much to me that people take things away from these videos. Yes, I am promoting my business. Yes, I am trying to sign clients. Yes, but I want my content to have substance. I want my content to be more than a lead magnet. I want it to be something that if you choose not to buy anything, you still walk away with something. Now, obviously, if you invest in yourself financially, you're going to get a lot more, but I want to give you something. So I'm hoping that what I share with you today is going to be great. But there are a couple of reminders before we get started. Number one, this is the last day to register for tomorrow's online line event where I am doing the battle for the mind. This is about unleashing your mind. This is about getting rid of limiting beliefs. This is about setting the course and the path of your cognitive behavior so that it produces the results that you want in life. Your thoughts are the seeds of your destiny. Your thoughts have physicality. They are literally producing your reality as you move forward in life. So I want to show you how to address these limiting beliefs. But more importantly, a great deal of this session is going to be a Q&A. It's going to be about you coming and bringing your challenge, bringing your question, bringing your desire and putting it on the table. And let's look at it and see what's going on. Let's see if there is whether there is an immediate solution that we can come up with right now. I want you to have advantage of this. Look, this is going to be one of those rare chances where you can get an audience with me over an hour for less than $100. It's an awesome opportunity. I'm excited about it. I love the energy when I can get to share with people and people come excited about bringing their desires, their aspirations, their visions, and their dreams. It's tomorrow, 10 o'clock Central Standard Time, 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. But here's the beauty. I'm going to record it and I'm going to make it available for you lifetime. It's a lifetime free availability to the recording of the session. So even if you can't attend, you want to get this. Here's the other reason why you want to get it. You want to get it because I'm also going to include over 5 hours of lectures on crushing limiting beliefs that I've done over time and courses that I'm going to give to you as a part of this. So you're going to get the online experience. You're going to get the course. You're going to get 5 hours of lectures, and you're going to get a free $450 follow-up session with me. It's worth it and a bunch more. So sign up now. This is the last day. Also, there's less than 6 hours left for you guys to sign up for the Legacy Wealth course at the discounted price. Right now, it's under $1,000. There are over 7 courses, 5 or 7 courses that are embedded in this one course. Each one of them is worth more than $1,000. And so we've had it there for a while. We're trying to get people enrolled. The next class starts before the end of this month. So you want to get enrolled so you can get set up online so that you can have the entire experience. After 3 o'clock today, less than 6 hours after 3 o'clock p.m. CST, it goes up to $1,997, $1,997, and it's still an unbelievable deal at that price. You're not going to get this on any college campus. You're not going to get this at any institute. This is the real deal. This is what everybody should be learning from point A to point Z. This is things that I'm still immersing myself in and growing in, and I've compiled it all in one place. This is the chance to go out and get it, but it's going to be up to you to do that. At 3 o'clock, I'll go online. Well, actually, somebody's going to go online and actually change the prices in every space. So when you click the link, it will no longer be $9.97. It will be $19.97, and it will still be an unbelievable deal. And I will sign up the people who want to invest in themselves moving forward. We'll have a new starting class every month, but this is the last time it's going to be $9.97. And depending on the cost of this distributing it and properly facilitating it, the cost may go up even more. But right now, this is your chance to put yourself in and get this entire experience, including the lifetime membership to the Epic Realm community of high achievers. So again, do that. So that's out of the way. Now, this is Thankful Thursday, but in the spirit of gratitude and thankfulness, I want to talk about why it's so difficult to be thankful. And I want to talk about the ability to impact our thinking, because our inability to be grateful for the things we have minimizes our capacity to have more. Gratitude is the gateway to abundance. If you cannot find a way to be grateful, it is going to be extremely difficult to experience life in an abundant state, because life is about your thought processes. Life is about energy. Life is about frequency. And the frequency you function at is going to determine what you attract to you in people, in experiences, in ideas and thoughts, and it's going to determine how you experience life. Are you experiencing life as a victim? Are you experiencing life as a person who has a cynical mindset or idea about life? Everything is something bad. Everything is something dark. Everything is out to get you. And if you're doing that, that's going to be a certain type of experience in your life, and it's governed by your thinking. So again, this is what we're going to be talking about tomorrow, is some of the ways that we must address our thinking. See, I wake up every day, and the first thing I do is, before I get out of bed, I say thank you. Then I go through a process of prayer and meditation before I get out of bed. Prayer and meditation, I establish not only that I'm grateful, I also establish that I'm powerful. I establish the idea that I am inevitably going to face challenges today, but I'm built for it. That there are going to be things that come my way, but the force that God has placed inside of me to create guarantees that I have within me what it takes to overcome it. What am I saying? I'm saying that I have the power to create what doesn't exist. Anything I can conceive in my mind is God's evidence that it's possible. So if I can conceive it in my mind, if I can use my imagination, if I can use my force, what can I do? I can create the solution to any challenge that comes. I can access the mind of God when I'm functioning at a high enough frequency. And in the mind of God is the answer to every situation. There's no situation that transcends the mind of God. So if I can get to a point where my frequency is high. So I got gratitude. That immediately, the moment I establish that I'm grateful, it puts me at 500 hertz. So I'm not down here in the pain threshold of envy, jealousy, strife, anger, bitterness, anxiety, worry, stress, all these things that are 250 hertz and less, or where you experience all of the dark moments in your life. It's where you experience all this. I'm not saying that you can't be at 500 hertz and something happened. I'm saying if you have 500 hertz and something goes wrong, the way you experience this is different than when you're at 250 hertz. Do you understand what I'm trying to get you to understand? What I'm trying to get you to see is that if I am in a place where I'm grateful, if I am in a place where I believe that I have the power to overcome anything, when anything happens, it doesn't knock me flat on my back. When anything, that dark thing, that thing I don't desire takes place in my life, it doesn't set me back and push me down to the point that I can't function. Why? Because I've already established that I'm big enough for it, that I'm built for it, and that I have access to the solution no matter what it is. At the moment, it may be overwhelming. At the moment, I may not know how I'm going to overcome it. But the truth is, I know that I will. And because I know that I will, it doesn't have the same impact. Now, if I'm down here in the place of stress, worry, anxiety, frustration, disappointment, all these places, and something goes wrong, it's just, oh my God, here, what else can go wrong? What else? And what I don't realize is when I say what else can go wrong, I'm speaking a mindset that I'm starting to manifest. My self-talk is co-signing my poor thinking. So now my self-talk is reinforcing the negative energy. The negative energy can only attract to it more negative energy because energy is resonant, which means energy attracts like energy. So what am I doing? That's why you see complainers and whiners around complainers and whiners. That's why you see gossipers around gossipers. That's why you see people who are angry and bitter at the world hanging around talking about why they're bitter, because they attract to one another. That's why you see successful people in circles, because they attract one another. That's why when you see one person smiling, there's usually 2 or 3 other people around them smiling, because that mindset is what attracts. And so what you're going to find is, if you're perpetually in a situation, check your thinking. If you're perpetually in a situation, check how you approach things, how you're experiencing it, what thought processes are governing how you experience it. You need to sit up and ask yourself, what is the first thought that comes into my mind when I wake up in the morning? Is it the problems that I'm going to face during the day? I've already primed myself to be stressed. Or is it, man, I'm going out here today and I'm going to have the best day I can possibly have. Yesterday, no matter how bad it was, isn't today. Yesterday does not dictate how I move today. I am expecting something exceptional. I am expecting something extraordinary. And I will apply myself in a way that I produce this exceptional and phenomenal thing that I am demanding of God, that I am demanding of life, that I am demanding of myself. I refuse to step back and be consumed by circumstances. Here's the thing. When you don't have the right mindset, your circumstances rule your life. When you don't have the right mindset, your circumstances rule your life. Let me tell you what happens. When you don't have the right mindset and something goes wrong, you literally identify with what goes wrong. Your entire feelings, your emotional state, how you deal with other people, the mood you're in, everything is governed by that circumstance. And because now you're consumed by the circumstance and you identify with the circumstance, you have surrendered your power over the circumstance. Now you're sitting around waiting for the circumstance to change so your situation can change, so your life can change. You have literally surrendered your personal sovereignty to a momentary situation because you chose to identify with it through the way that you think. Here's the flip side of things. When something happens, your circumstances come in. It's not the circumstances you desire. You don't identify with it. You acknowledge it's there, but you acknowledge that there's something greater coming out of it. There's something greater on the other side of it, and that you have the power to produce it. The moment that you do that, you sustain the power to move the circumstance. That is a place in your thinking that you can achieve that in the right space and in the right time, you can become transcendent in your own reality. And people look at me when I've done this, when I've actually been in this space, people have looked at me and said, you're in denial. And I said, why do you say that? I'm looking at what you're going through. I see what you're facing. And you're sitting here smiling. And you're sitting here and you're telling everybody to be happy. And you're telling everybody to be joyful. You're telling everybody to expect the unbelievable. I know what you're going through. You're in denial. Say, no, you're looking at my circumstances and you're so focused on my circumstances that has become your fixation. And see, that's the thing I don't do. What you got to understand is you got to look at me. There's a point that I have gotten to that my mind takes me beyond the circumstance almost simultaneously when I discover it. If it's a circumstance I don't desire, my mind immediately goes to the outcome. See, I done been through enough storms to know what's on the other side of the storm. I know that if I stay with it, that if I push through it, that if I hold my ground and I trust the process, I come out better. I come out wiser. I'm advanced in my position in this world because the storm is not meant to destroy me. The circumstance is simply a part of the process, and the process is what produces the prize. So when I'm sitting here and I sit up and I look at it, I'm looking at it and I'm going, hey, man, I'm seeing myself in the situation that I desire. I see myself in the next phase of the realization of my progressive journey in my destiny. I see me living in the house I want to live in. I see me driving the ride I want to live in. I see me being married to the woman that loves me back. I see me doing all of these things that are going to be a part of it. I see me touching millions. And see, what happens is God, in God in his infinite, unbelievable knowledge and wisdom, did something just unbelievably spectacular. He designed our brain and minds that it cannot distinguish. It cannot distinguish between what's being imagined and what's real. So when I am able to step outside of my circumstance and plant myself in my future, my mind believes that I'm there. That's why we've got to stop robbing our children of their imagination. That's why we got to stop telling them to stop daydreaming. That's why we have to allow them to believe things that we think are impossible, because it's that imagination that's going to set the stage for them to achieve it. So here I am, I'm in the future now, and I'm looking at what I'm going to do as if I'm already doing it. And at that moment, there's something in my spirit that disagrees with my circumstance. So when you see me smiling in a time when you think I should be crying, that's because I'm already dancing in the future after I overcome it. You've got to understand, you got to shake your mentality to immerse yourself in suffering. How many times have I told you that pain is inevitable, but suffering is a choice? People, what do you mean by that? I mean, you're not going to get around the challenges that come in life. You're not going to get around heartache. You're going to experience some pain. You're going to lose some loved ones to death. You're going to have someone break your heart. You're going to have some people do some things. You're going to have struggles in business, and you're going to have some challenges in your finances, and all of these things are going to happen. Pain is inevitable. But suffering is a choice. Suffering is identifying with your pain at such an intense level that it becomes a part of your identity. You lead with your pain. You seen them people, you know when it's coming. When you see them coming, they finna tell you everything's wrong in their life. They finna talk about that relationship where that guy or that that woman did them wrong and broke their heart, and it was 10 years ago. It was 5 years ago. And they're still talking. They're going to talk about how that job did them wrong and they shouldn't have never been fired. That is 10 years ago. They are sitting up and they are allowing themselves to be governed by their pain. Pain is inevitable. I hate to tell you that. Pain is inevitable. It's coming, but it's how you process the pain. It's how you live in the pain. It's how you deal with the pain. It's how you confront the pain. It's how you bear out the pain that's going to determine where you land in this world. How do you deal with adversity? How do you deal with difficulty? How do you deal with frustration? How do you deal with all these different things that are going to be a part of life? You got to be able to sit up and say, first of all, I trust the designer. I trust the designer. I trust the one who created me and gave me my gifting. And that gifting was connected to my purpose. And my purpose was anointed. And when I say anointed, I don't mean it in this religious sense, this ambiguous religious sense. I mean that the purpose was empowered. Everything that I need in order to fulfill my purpose, I have access to. I simply can't allow myself to be caught up in the moment of an issue that's momentary and give it permanent place. That's the thing. Some of us have had unbelievable lives. Some of us have struggled. Some come from great childhood. Some of us had horrific childhoods. And there are all these different variables and all these different origins. Let me tell you something, and then I'm done. It's not where you come from. It's where you set your mind to land, where you set your mind to go. No matter how dark you started, God has planted a light inside of you. And there will be those around you, and there will be times in this place, in this world, where they will try to dim your light. But your light was meant to shine. Your light was meant to be an illumination of what's possible to people who are going through what you've been through. Your pain had purpose. Don't let it destroy you. Let it inspire you. Because there's somebody that's going through what you're going through or worse that needs to see what's on the other side of the pain. Be thankful, be intentful, and be sure that there's absolutely nothing that can stop you when you're walking in your destiny. The very definition of destiny is the more you try to stop it, the more you ensure it happens. That's the challenge. That's my challenge to you. Now, don't forget, again, today is the last day to register for tomorrow's online webinar with me, where we're going to do the Mind Unleashed, the battle for the Mind Unleashed. And we're going to not only learn how to change our thought patterns, things we talked about here, but we're also going to let you bring your questions and your aspirations, your visions, your dreams, and talk about what you've tried and why it haven't worked and what we can do differently to ensure that you get where you're going. This is a journey, a step-by-step journey to get somewhere. And I promise you that if you trust the design, trust the designer, trust the purpose, trust the path and the process, you will arrive there. It's that simple. Also, you got less than 6 hours to take advantage of the discounted price for the Legacy Wealth course. All that information is in there. You can read it. You can see everything you get. I'm going to get ready to get off here. But again, I want to thank you guys for stopping in and allowing me to share with you. Again, as I always say, I live my life on full so that when I leave this place, I die on E. My challenge to you is to do the same. Hello, everybody. It's Dr. Rick here. Hope everybody who's watching this is having an unbelievable day. I hope up until this point you've had an unbelievable year. And if you're watching it, I hope that everything that you have set out to do, you've accomplished. If not, you're still breathing, you're still in the fight. You know, that's one of my mantras. Look, I've been telling you guys about the Legacy Wealth program for months. It's something that was actually created years ago. And I've only worked with a few people, select few people, on getting it really truly fine-tuned